Hi everyone, my name is Brianna. I'm an integrative health practitioner and wellness coach, and this is part 2 of my Bust Your Bloating series, which today I want to talk to you about digestion. So first, I want to break down the digestive process so you have a little bit of a better understanding of what's happening. So first, it starts in the mouth when you are chewing your food, and also when the food starts to mix with saliva, which contains special enzymes that starts breaking down your food, as well as signaling the gut and the stomach to start producing certain enzymes to also help you break down your food. And then it moves down your esophagus into your stomach, where it mixes with stomach acid, with enzymes, starts breaking down your food even more until it goes into the small intestine, where there's other processes that begin to take place. But what's really important is that part between the stomach and the intestines. And if the food doesn't move quick enough from the stomach to the intestines, the food can begin to ferment and cause bloating. So now the question becomes, what is slowing the digestion and what can we do about it? Today, I want to go over one of the reasons, and that is stress. And there's 3 different types of stress that I want to go over with you. But first, I want to help you understand what actually is happening when you are experiencing stress. So what happens is it activates the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight nervous system, getting you ready to either fight in a situation or flee. Now, there can be actual stresses in our life, but also perceived stresses, which I'm going to help identify for you here. But essentially what happens is the body prioritizes its energy towards whatever stress is happening to try to ease this stress. And so all of our body's functions will actually slow down, digestion being one of them. So one of the stresses is mental stress, and this is the emotional, mental anxiety, the fear, the anger, the sadness, which does take a toll on our physical well-being because it starts slowing down different processes in our body, and one being digestion. So for example, when you're feeling high anxiety, you may notice that you are less hungry, or you're not able to digest your food as well. You feel indigestion, you may feel more bloating. It may also start slowing down your bowel movements, and that it affects the contractions in your intestines, which does affect your bowel movements. One of the other things is it might start affecting your hormones and plenty other things like your immune system. So it really slows down all of your body's functions. Your intelligence is another one. You may experience more brain fog. So it's really, really important that you work on your emotional balance and emotional intelligence and really stress reduction in the mind. The next type of stress is physical stress. This is something that's actually happening to your physical body. So for example, injury, lack of exercise, or too much exercise. I experienced this when I was going through my bodybuilding shows, putting a lot of physical stress on my body. It was slowing down my digestion as well as my hormones. I could tell that it was slowing down all of my body's processes. Another one is sleep. If we're having high toxicity, if we are highly overweight, if we are under eating or overeating, if our immune system is also compromised, because once again, like I explained, all of our body's energy will go towards easing this stress. That'll become the priority over the digestion. So it's really important that we work on our physical well-being as well, stretching, doing proper amounts of exercise, doing the toxin removal, and making sure that we are sleeping, and all of the other things connected to physical well-being. The third type of stress I want to discuss with you today is gastrointestinal stress, or GI stress. And this is actually what's happening in your stomach and your intestines. So one of them can be food sensitivities, like explained in part 1 of this series, which you should go check out. Also intestinal permeability, having leaky gut, your intestinal wall being compromised. It could also be your gut health, your gut dysbiosis, which means the ratio between good and bad gut bacterial. If you have bacterial overgrowth, candida overgrowth, also if you're experiencing IBS, constipation, diarrhea, these things are all happening for a reason. Really remember that our emotions and our physical state symptoms or signals are data points that are telling us that something is wrong inside our bodies. Our bodies are super smart and they don't make any mistakes. So know that these are signals to deeper problems. It's really important to note that there's an underlying root cause to the symptom being presented to you, and it's important to identify it from a root cause level and start working on it from that root cause instead of just putting band-aids on it, because what can happen is these stresses begin to accumulate over time, over the years, and can cause a lot bigger health concerns. So for example, if you're experiencing gut dysbiosis, if you have bad gut bacteria or bacterial overgrowth, then that's slowing your digestion. But by slowing your digestion, it's also affecting the communication between your gut and your brain through the vagus nerve, and so then it's also affecting your mental health. And because you're experiencing higher anxiety, it's slowing your digestion even more, and because it's slowing your digestion even more, it may also affect your gut and your small intestine, which then it causes intestinal permeability, and now you have toxins and bacteria in your bloodstream and slows down your immune system, and then it becomes a disaster. I really wanted to bring that point forward because I understand the convenience of putting band-aids on top of things, such as taking sleeping pills or just taking more medication, taking Tylenol, not wanting to take days off to recover, or that we're too busy and so we don't have time to meditate or work on our physical well-being, whatever it may be. But that it's extremely important because it does take a toll on our health now and later, and can cause a variety of different health concerns, which I really want you to avoid. So what can you do in order to help your digestion is to reduce the amount of stress that you are experiencing in your body. And this is one of the primary things I work on as a wellness coach with my clients. So we talked about the mental stresses, we talked about the physical stresses, and we also talked about the gastrointestinal stresses. So if you found this video helpful, please share it with anybody you feel it could serve, so we can spread the happiness, the health, and once again, the love. Thank you so much for watching, and message me if you have any questions.